Huh?
Said Kelly number 3.
God. Shooting. I've no weight in Kelly at all. What? Well, he might just have a number 3 chair. Some friend you are? I say some friend you are, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so you know why I wasn't playing. It's down, you know. Yeah.
Do you want to handle that? Right. Well, good evening and welcome to Sean McCool Park in Ballyboufey for this Junior B football final between Killybegs and Glenswilly. And to give you the lineouts, Glenswilly in goals, Brian McHugh. The full-back line, Pather Toner, Mick Murphy and John McMenningham. The half-back line, Cormac Gallagher, John McGinley and Sean McDade. At centre field, the captain, Andy Moy and Con McMonigal. The half-forward line, Gavin O'Brien, Liam McGowan and Charlie Gallagher. And the full-forward line, Charlie McFadden, James McMonigal and Darren O'Brien. And their substitutes are Seamus Gallagher, Peter McFadden, Stephen Breen, Michael Breen, Paddy Crarnd, Frank Carberry, Danny McGinley, Joe Walsh and Connie McShane. The Killybegs line-out in goals, David Meehan. The full-back line, Stephen Burke, Noel Dorian and Patrick McMenningham. The half-back line, Donal Haughey, John T. Murren and Arthur Meehan. The midfield, Brendan White, who captains the side, and Darren White. Paul Murren, Tony Hegarty and Mark Boyle make up the half-forward line. Martin Murkin, Pat Cannon and Billy Broderick are the full-forward line. The subs are Seamus Murray, James Gallagher, Danny McBurty, Ian Cunningham, Stephen Cunningham, Dennis Kinsella, Morris Rice, David Gallagher and Timmy Bray. And actually one of those midfielders, he's not Darren White, he is in fact Darren Cunningham. Well, Killybegs, of course, going for their 4th county title of the year. They've already won the under-14, the under-16 and the senior, and hoping to win the Junior B Championship for the first time ever. Glenswilly, of course, have already won the Junior B Championship. They did that back in 1984 when they beat Naomh Columba in a thrilling final, and I remember Andy Moy from that particular game, and he'll be hoping to add today another title. The referee for today's match is Oni McBride, who comes from Gweedore. And the match is a little bit late in starting, but it should be soon underway. The two captains are in the centre of the field, Andy Moy and Brendan White. For the toss-up, they've exchanged team lists. And Glenswilly have won the toss, and they're opting to play towards the town. There's no wind here today. There has been a good deal of rain in Ballyboufey over the past few days, and the pitch is quite soft underneath, and the grass will be a little bit long, but I don't think that should detract from the game in any way. And despite the fact of the counter-attraction of Killybegs playing in the Ulster Club Championship against Pearse this afternoon, there is quite a sizable contingent has travelled up from Southwest Donegal for this particular match. Killybegs, of course, will be hoping to go one better than their senior team, who lost this afternoon to Pearse from Armagh by the narrowest of margins. Well, we're all set to go if we had a ball. And Killybegs supply it. Well, when referee Oni McBride is ready, we'll be all set to go in this Junior B football final of 1988. Glenswilly against Killybegs, and Glenswilly will probably start this match as favourites. Referee Oni McBride throws in the ball and we're underway in the Junior B final. And the first free of the game goes to Killybegs. Arthur Meehan, the left half back, he'll take it. The free is on the halfway line. Poor kick by Arthur Meehan. Nonetheless, it still comes to a Killybegs player.
Who's that? Huh?
Billy Broderick. Well, that was Billy Broderick, and he was unable to keep the ball inside. So it's a sideline kick now for Glenswilly.
Do you want to come up and be the expert?
Sideline kick for Glenswilly. Pather Toner to take it, just outside their 21-yard line. Ball played in. Mark Boyle, the man who scored the points to put Killybegs in this final. The ball comes in. There's a free out. Free out there. Mark Boyle playing the ball in, but Killybegs unable to make good use of the possession that they gained there, and really that was a good chance that went a begging. Another free now. Free for Glenswilly. Mark Boyle now in the middle. Looking very distinctive in new white togs. He certainly stands out from everybody else.
Is that Moran taking that?
Looks like John T. Moran takes the free. Much better free than Arthur Meehan's a few minutes ago. Nonetheless, Killybegs still don't have possession from it, but they do now. Billy Broderick going on a run. Down on the left, he's fouled by Pather Toner. Case of two veterans meeting there.
Who's that now? Jeez, I could do a pair of binoculars, you know that?
Number 11. Aye. Tony Haggerty. So it's a free now for Killybegs on the 21-yard line. It's Tony Haggerty to take it. Good kick. And that's the opening score of the game. Tony Haggerty there fires Killybegs into the lead after 3 minutes. Clearance there from the Killybegs, left half back. Ball played in now. Glenswilly's Gavin O'Brien. His first kick is blocked. He gains possession. Gavin O'Brien now, a former county minor, comes to their number 9, Con McMonigal. He plays it inside to Andy Moy. The ball pumped into the right-hand corner. but the ball goes out for a 50, the first 50 of this particular match. The 50 for Glenswilly will be taken by Gavin O'Brien. He's out there on the extreme right. That's a good kick by O'Brien. It's landing in the square. There's a free, and Killybegs survived that. That ball was well fielded by the Killybegs full-back, Noel Dorian. And certainly took the pressure off Killybegs there. David Meehan now to take the free. David, of course, was a member of the Donegal All-Ireland winning under-21 panel last year, and probably would have played in the final, but for the fact that he broke his arm at an early stage in the competition. And of course, Danny Gallagher from Dunloe went in and took over in goals and got the All-Ireland winners medal. So David, a little bit unfortunate, but he's back in a county final now. Glenswilly have possession once again, but it's free out there on the right. Noel Dorian now. Cormac Gallagher gets it in for Glenswilly. The ball hops in the square. David Meehan comes off his line. He doesn't get it the first time, he gets it the second time and clears with his left foot. Out to the right, there's nobody there. The ball bounces over the sideline and it's a sideline kick for Glenswilly. And this kick to be taken by Sean McDade. But across comes Gavin O'Brien. He says, "Leave it, Sean, I'll have a go." Doesn't really have much of a chance for a run up at this, Gavin O'Brien, so he'll be doing well if he can get it into the square. A run of maybe 3 or 4 yards to this. Liam McGowan puts it over to the right. Glenswilly still have possession. The ball's played back into the square. Killybegs clear. That's a bad clearance. Gavin O'Brien. And that's a wide from full forward James McMonigal. That actually is the first wide of the game. James McMonigal getting the ball in some space out there on the right, but his kick was across the face of goal. Nobody there to gain possession, and the ball went over the line and wide. Now David Meehan with the kick out. Straight to Liam McGowan for Glenswilly. Liam McGowan plays it inside. And that's the equaliser. Gavin Con McGonigal getting the equaliser there for Glenswilly. A poor clearance by David Meehan. The ball came to Liam McGowan. He played it outside him to Con McMonigal, who was supporting, and McMonigal shot over from about 30 yards. So after 9 minutes, it's Killybegs 1 point, Glenswilly 1 point. And it's Glenswilly again on the attack. Ball's played in. It's still loose. Noel Dorian clears his lines. Mark Boyle comes for it. Boyle forcing to come deep. He's been fouled by Sean McDade, and that'll be a free to Killybegs, and that will clear the pressure somewhat. Certainly Glenswilly now beginning to take a grip on this game. They're winning a lot of ball at midfield, and their half-backs are coming into the game very well. That's going to be a sideline ball now for Killybegs, and it's going to be Tony Hegarty to take it. The centre half forward wearing number 11. Nobody moving for him. He lofts it into the corner towards Martin Merkin. Merkin has it. Merkin left-footed into the square. A fist there. The keeper gets it. A good save there by Brian McHugh for Glenswilly. Martin Merkin put it in. I think it was Pat Cannon got his fist to it. And Merkin saved. And that was a wide there for Killybegs. That was Darren Cunningham there, had that particular wide. But what a good save there by Brian McHugh. He really got down well, and I think he had to take a second attempt to get at it, but he held on. And it's still 1 point each. Glenswilly now. Killybegs clear their lines. Tony Hegarty plays it out to number 9, Darren White, and that attack breaks up. And Glenswilly still haven't cleared their lines, but they do have the free. Darren Cunningham wins that particular ball. Number 10, Paul Murren. Shot blocked. Murren tries again, but that is a foul. And that's a free to Glenswilly. This is about Glenswilly's 5th free of the game. Ball breaks loose to Liam McGowan, who's playing very well at centre half forward. He lofts the ball into the right hand corner. The corner forward has it. That's Charlie McFadden, but Charlie is punished for a misdemeanour, and it's a free out to Killybegs. Free to be taken by goalkeeper David Meehan. It's it long, that's a good free, right into the middle of the field. Broderick comes for it, but it breaks loose, and Glenswilly clear the lines. It's a big high Gary Owen. Breaks in midfield. Ball, played forward to the full forward, James McMonigal. He came well for that. 2 men round him. McMonigal gets space. Plays it outside. Ball played in. Looked to be a push there, but Killybegs have the ball now. And a free out. Only McBride gives a free. And Killybegs breed again, but well, 15 minutes gone in this Junior B football final, and it's still Killybegs 1 point, Glenswilly 1 point. Killybegs' point was scored after 3 minutes by Tony Hegarty, and Con McMonigal equalised 6 minutes later for Glenswilly. Now, Mark Boyle on the attack for Killybegs, but he doesn't get control of the ball, and Glenswilly are able to clear. Andy Moy towards James McMonigal. McMonigal fails to get hold of it, and Noel Dorian clears soccer style. And that was Darren Cunningham, and that was bad. He really should have picked the ball up there. Glenswilly tried to take advantage anyway of that mistake. James McMonigal coming out for this match, he misses it. Andy Moy. Some good work there by Tony Hegarty. The ball played in towards Morgan. There's a free out to Glenswilly, fouled by Martin Morgan, who's roaming out from time to time from his right corner forward position. John McGinley with the kick for Glenswilly. Ball broken down on the Killybegs 50-yard line. Gavin O'Brien pokes it forward. Noel Dorian puts it back. Now, Paul Murren for Killybegs. Is he fouled? He is, says referee McBride. And it will be a free for Killybegs, some 60 metres out. And Tony Hegarty to take this kick. Gets it up. It's landing in there, and it looks to be a free out for a square ball infringement. Kick out taken by the full back, Mick Murphy. And it only comes that was Brendan White, the Killybegs captain, hitting the post there. Killybegs forwards unable to follow it up, and it's Glenswilly breaking out of defence and winning a free just inside their own half. And Sean McDade to take it. Liam McGowan wins it, plays it on the ground. And he touched the ball on the ground, but referee McBride awards a free to Killybegs. Noel Dorian gives a hand signal, but straight to a Glenswilly man, and that was dangerous play. And Sean McDade to take this free. Just on the halfway line. McDade hits it long. Straight to Killybegs man. No Glenswilly forwards looking for that particular ball. Mark Boyle wins this. Mark Boyle now on the attack, trying to set something up for Killybegs. That's good play. Now here's Paul Moran. Paul Moran in plenty of space, breaking down the right. Gets it into the goal mouth. The ball is bobbling around in the Glenswilly goal mouth. Claims for a penalty, but it's over the bar by Martin Merkin. Actually, Martin sent that particular ball wide. From our position, it looked as though it had gone over the bar, but actually Merkin put that particular ball wide. That's Killybegs' second wide of the game. But a good move there by Killybegs, started by Mark Boyle in his own half, and Paul Moran playing the ball into Merkin, and Merkin looked to have been fouled, but he managed to get in a shot, and unfortunately for Killybegs, it was wide. So it's still 1 point each after 20 minutes of play. And Killybegs have a free, roughly about 55 metres, or 55 yards, about 50 metres from the Glenswilly goal, and a good run being made here by number 7 Arthur Meehan. But Hegarty plays it in, drops short. Broderick plays it in. The ball is still bobbling about in the goal mouth, but it goes wide, and Glenswilly can breathe again. Andy Moy now for Glenswilly. Good clearance by Moy. Plays it up, but none of his forwards looking for it. And a clearance to Mark Boyle. Mark Boyle now. What a lovely player he is. He's only 15 years of age, Mark Boyle. But he certainly has plenty of football in him. Moran trying to break away. But actually it's a sideline kick for Glenswilly. Thought it might have gone to Killybegs. Clearance. Well won by Darren Cunningham. Plays it out towards Paul Moran. Moran to Boyle. Boyle through the tackles of 2 Glenswilly defenders, and he still got it. He stepped over the line, and that will be a line ball for Glenswilly, though the referee may decide to throw it up, but he's going over to have a word with his linesman anyway. Yes, linesman's going to throw it up. Cunningham fists it on. Moran races after it. Moran has it, gets it up into his hands, beats the defender, takes a shot, and puts it wide. So that's 4 wides for Killybegs in this first half. 23 minutes gone, it's still Killybegs 1 point, Glenswilly 1 point. So a very, very low scoring Junior B final. Glenswilly go on attack in search of their second point of the game, but they fail to get clean possession. The ball bobbling about there on the 50-yard line. However, clearance won at midfield by Con McMonigal. But there's Noel Dorian out again. He's playing very, very well for Killybegs at fullback. Now, this is Cunningham. Looks up, places it in, but Brendan McGinley, good save again from Brian McHugh. That's the second important save that Brian McHugh has made. Andy Moy now in the middle of the field. Gets it again on the 50-yard line. Beats 3 men. Manages to get it forward. The ball now comes out to Liam McGowan. Liam McGowan, he's got time to shoot here. And a great save there by David Meehan. Clearance towards Mark Boyle. Mark Boyle now for Killybegs. Plays it down the line. And that is a foul on Con McMonigal by Killybegs captain Brendan White. He went in with the feet up. But Liam McGowan was just a couple of yards short of Glenswilly's second point of the game. It was well fielded by David Meehan. He got his clearance out towards Mark Boyle. Boyle tried to play his captain Brendan White, but he was guilty of a foul. So it's a free for Glenswilly, though I don't think the free was actually took place there. And it's Gavin O'Brien to take it. He's about 55 yards out on the left. Good kick by Gavin O'Brien into the square. And that was a good chance there by Charlie McFadden, but it was blocked out for a 50. Glenswilly's second 50 of the game. Gavin O'Brien took the kick. The ball broke. Charlie McFadden came in on the loose ball, tried to shoot for goal, but a Killybegs defender managed to get his hands in front of it and blocked it, and the ball went out for a 50. And that 50 now to be taken by Gavin O'Brien. Just slightly to the left of the posts. And certainly if his last kick is anything to go by, this kick is well within Gavin O'Brien's range. All that he needs now is the accuracy. O'Brien, well over 6 foot. Poor kick, hits it low. Killybegs defender looks to have been fouled, but managed to clear the lines. Mark Boyle, and cleared. Out towards Martin Murkin now. Heading out left, gets his kick in towards Pat Cannon. Cannon has it. 2 men on him, plays it back towards Murkin. Murkin looking to get it onto his left foot. First attempt is blocked, and he fails to gain possession from the rebound. And Glenswilly will come away with this ball, and that's a foul. Really a good chance going there for Killybegs. Martin Murkin won a good ball. He got it in towards Pat Cannon. Cannon might have had a go himself, but he played it back to Murkin, and Murkin tried to get the ball onto his left foot, and it was very well blocked, and Glenswilly have won a free. Really, it's this particular game, it's still 1 point each after 27 minutes. There's not many chances being created. In fact, both sides have, well, Glenswilly have only hit 1 wide in the game, and Killybegs have had 4. So there's not really a lot of chances going at begging, but certainly better forward play is needed by both teams if they're going to win this particular game and win the Junior B title. Free now for Glenswilly. And a good kick. The ball breaks loose. Liam McGowan plays it out to McMonigal. And James McMonigal puts Glenswilly into the lead. For the first time in the game, it's Glenswilly 2 points, Killybegs 1 point. And a well taken point it was. It was a free by Gavin O'Brien. It was collected by Charlie Gallagher. He laid it to James McMonigal, and McMonigal scored the point. And it's now Glenswilly 2 points, Killybegs 1 point after 28.5 minutes of this Junior B final. And Paul Murren cuts in from the right, and with the outside of his right foot, he scores the equalising point for Killybegs. from David Meehan's kick out. The ball was played down the field. It came to Paul Murren, cutting in from the right, and he took that point very well with the outside of his right foot. So it's now Killybegs 2 points, Glenswilly 2 points, and we're coming up to half time. Sideline kick now for Killybegs on the left hand side of the field, just inside the Glenswilly half. Noel Hegarty to take it. Good kick into the Glenswilly half, but no Killybegs man there. Glenswilly able to clear their lines. And that's a foul on young Mark Boyle. The tackle coming in from behind, it was dangerous as Boyle bent down to pick up that ball. So Tony Hegarty now has the opportunity of giving Killybegs a half-time lead in this Junior B final. And his effort is just to the right of the post, and it's wide, and Tony doesn't look too pleased with himself. So it remains at Killybegs 2 points, Glenswilly 2 points, and it's half time on my watch. You can see referee Oni McBride looking at his watch too, and he blows the half time whistle. So half time here at McCool Park. It's Glenswilly 2 points, Killybegs 2 points at half time in this Junior B football final. Well, the second half of this Junior B final about to start. The sides are deadlocked at 2 points each, and it's anybody's guess as to how this game is going to go. First half, Glenswilly had the bulk of the possession, but Killybegs had the best chances. In fact, kicked 5 wides in that first half to Glenswilly's 1. But anyway, the second half is underway. And it's Glenswilly playing from left to right and on the attack. And Seamus McMonigal involved in that. McMonigal roving deep from his full forward position, but it's Mark Boyle now, the 15-year-old for Killybegs, fouled out there on the right hand side of the field. Takes a couple of yards and leaves the ball down for the kick to be taken by Killybegs' right full back, Stephen Burke. Another one of the younger members on this Killybegs team. Really is a mixture of youth and experience, the Killybegs side. The youth being provided by the likes of Stephen Burke and Mark Boyle and Darren Cunningham, and the veterans, people like Billy Broderick and Brendan White, John T. Murren and Noel Dorian. And that's over carrying, and that's a free to Glenswilly. And it's Gavin O'Brien out there on the left-hand side of the field. A kick of some 45 metres for Gavin. It's coming up to 10 to 7 here in Ballybuffet on a Sunday evening, and the light beginning to fade. But I think we should just have enough to see the end of this particular match. Gavin O'Brien, good kick, right. Well, he had the length, but the accuracy let him down. The ball drifted to the left of those Killybegs posts and wide, and that's only Glenswilly's second wide of the game. David Meehan with the kick out, it's high. And that's a foul and a free to Killybegs, and the free will be taken by Stephen Burke. Stephen Burke just inside his own 50-yard line. Gets it well in towards Mark Boyle, but Boyle doesn't win it. The Glenswilly defender Sean McDade puts the ball out for a sideline kick, but the linesman in doubt, so he throws the ball up. Now Mark Boyle in a bit of space. He's cutting inside towards goal. He's just over the 21-yard line. He shoots, and his shot is good, and that's a point for Killybegs. And the opening score of the second half to give Killybegs the lead, 3 points to 2. Well taken point there from young Mark Boyle. So 3.5 minutes gone in the second half, and it's Killybegs leading by 3 points to 2. And they have possession too with Brendan White. But a good clearance there. Martin Merkin shot there, dropping short, but Killybegs still have possession. Billy Broderick getting it in. The ball is wide. So Billy Broderick getting the ball in there, but nobody able to get behind it. Killybegs, possession again. But Glenswilly managed to clear the lines, and that's a free. Con McMonigal looks around to see who hit him. And the referee will want to have a word with Tony Hegarty and Con McMonigal. He's actually calling Darren Cunningham, the Killybegs number 9 midfielder. No, Mark Boyle. Certainly is a very, very exciting figure. And that is good. That is good. Killybegs now on the attack. Pat Cannon. And that is wide. Actually, apologies to Pat Cannon. That was in fact Paul Moran. And his effort went wide. And really, Paul Moran should have done a lot better there. It was an excellent chance for Killybegs, and they may come to regret that. Killybegs starting to dominate the game at midfield. They're certainly winning an awful lot of ball there. Martin Murkin plays the ball in, but it's short and it's cleared by Brian McHugh. What a match he's having for Glenswilly. He's pulled off a number of superb saves in the first half, and there he was to the rescue again. Free for Glenswilly. Glenswilly, of course, playing in the green, white and gold colours. Killybegs in their traditional red and white. It's red with a white band. Now Sean McDade. McMonigal goes up for it but can't hold it. Ball cleared away by Patrick McMenam. And Killybegs win a free just inside their own half. And that relieves the pressure. Since half-time, Killybegs certainly have taken a grip on this game, and they have got a point. That point, of course, from Mark Boyle after 3 minutes to give them the lead. They now lead, of course, by 3 points to 2. And they have a free, and Noel Dorian has come all the way out from full-back to take this kick. It's it long, dropping. Killybegs get position. Darren Cunningham looking for it, but they failed to gain control. And Glenswilly man goes down there. And it's Darren White. Actually, Darren. We've been calling him Darren Cunningham all afternoon, but in fact it is Darren White. Yeah, Darren White there, being talked to by the referee, and I don't think he's as badly hurt as he thinks he is. Certainly some of the Killybegs supporters don't seem to think so anyway. They've nominated him for an Oscar. And Darren Cunningham's name went into the referee's notebook, and we have been assured that he is Darren Cunningham and not Darren White. Noel Dorian clears it anyway. And Killybegs break once more, and here he comes, Darren Cunningham on a solo run. He's inside the 50, plays it in tight to Paul Moran. Moran shoots. Oh, what a goal, but it's a square ball. A square ball. Pat Cannon. Noel Dorian started the move in his own half. The ball came to Darren Cunningham. Cunningham played the ball to Moran. Moran lofted it in to the edge of the square, and Pat Cannon rose and tipped it past Brian McHugh to the net. But the umpires at that goal said that Cannon was inside the square when he hit it, and the goal has been disallowed. And Killybegs really didn't protest too much. That goal seems to have injected a little bit of life into the game. Ball now comes to Mark Boyle. It's a free kick. where the ball lands, and it's landed some 40 metres from the Glenswilly goal. And Tony Hegarty trots over to take this kick. And if Tony can get this particular point, it'll put Killybegs into a 2-point lead. And that's the widest margin we'd have had between the sides so far in this game. And Tony's kick is good. From all of 40 metres, Tony Hegarty. So 40 minutes gone in this Junior B football final. And it's Killybegs 4 points, Glenswilly 2 points. And we have a substitution for Glenswilly. Seamus Gallagher is on the pitch. Glenswilly now. They need to get a score. They can't let Killybegs get on top at this stage, because Killybegs really are looking good. If they could add a couple of more scores, they could wrap this match up. But Glenswilly now on the attack. Ball in towards Gavin O'Brien, but he made a rather feeble effort at it. Ball played across the play. Now James Monagle. He drops the ball, and another chance goes for Glenswilly, but they might have a chance to set up something else. The ball played in towards David Meehan, but full back gets to it in front of him, and that's wide. The umpire signals it's wide. And really, Seamus McMonigal had a great chance there. The ball came to him. He must have been only about 14 yards out, and he failed to control the ball, and Glenswilly were able to get it clear. Now, Seamus Gallagher is entering the field of play for Glenswilly. And the veteran and Glenswilly captain Andy Moy makes his way to the line. So Seamus Gallagher for Andy Moy. The light fading very, very badly here at McCool Park, and I don't know, but with 18 minutes to go, we might be finishing this match in darkness. Certainly if there are any lengthy stoppages, we will. Killybegs defending well at this stage. Mark Boyle looks for that ball, fails to get it. And the substitute, Seamus Gallagher, plays it back. The ball lofted into the Killybegs goal. It's fisted back across the face of the goals, and that's wide. That really was a great opportunity for Glenswilly. Seamus Gallagher won the ball out on the right. It was played right in across the face of the goals and then fisted back. We're not too sure who actually got the kick in, but he blasted it across the face of the uprights and wide. And really, Glenswilly would want to be taking advantage of these chances that they're creating at the moment. They trail 2 points to 4 and have won a free just inside the Killybegs half. The ball long and wide. Glenswilly only had 1 wide in the first half, but they've had 3 in this half. And unless they can make some impression on the scoreboard from all this pressure, they could be regretting those misses. Killybegs now break forward. The ball pumped in by Cunningham towards Murkin. The ball comes to Mark Boyle. Mark Boyle, he's racing through, and Boyle points. A very, very well taken point there from 15-year-old Mark Boyle. The ball was lofted into the Glenswilly half by Darren Cunningham. Martin Murkin knocked it on, and Mark Boyle came tearing in on the end of it, raced into the 21-yard line and fired it over to put Killybegs 5 points to 2 in the lead, and they're on the attack again. And Boyle has it again, out there on the right, 2 men on him. He still has it. He gets the ball in. It's a chance here, but there's that man again, Brian McHugh. What a game he's having for Glenswilly, but he's lost the ball, and it's played back in again. And Glenswilly living dangerously at this stage, but the ball is cleared by full-back Mike Murphy. It's now in the middle of the field, and Glenswilly have it, and this game now is really livening up. It's been played at a rather sedate pace up until now, but they're starting to get it together, and it's Cunningham playing it inside to Mark Boyle. The ball breaks loose to Paul Murren. Murren is fouled about 14 yards out. That'll be a 14-yard free, and a chance for Tony Hegarty to put Killybegs even further ahead. Well, both teams have certainly lifted their game in the last few minutes, and we're starting to see real championship football, a frantic pace. Now, chance for Tony Hegarty. And Tony obliges. And that's Tony Hegarty's 3rd point of the game. All of them from frees. And that leaves the score now at Killybegs 6 points, Glenswilly 2 points, and we have 16 minutes gone in this second half, so 14 minutes to go. And it's Darren Cunningham, and Darren Cunningham's foul. There's also a Killybegs man lying prostrate on the halfway line. And attention has been called in for him. And the referee, Oni McBride, consulting with his linesman to see that he see anything. It's Paul Murren that was down, but he's all right now. Now, Tony Hegarty. He's about 60 yards out from the Glenswilly goal. He's proved himself to be a very, very good place kicker in this particular match, with 3 points, all of them coming from frees. Referee Oni McBride is trying to find the culprit from that last incident, and he has found him. Killybegs supporters want him sent off. Referee McBride lets him off with a booking. Sean McDade there, his name going into the referee's notebook. Tony Hegarty now with the free. Comes to Arthur Meehan, and Arthur's charging. And Glenswilly take the free quickly and break. Billy Broderick. Oh, and we have the type of thing we don't like to see at GAA matches, and really totally uncalled for, and happened out there on the sideline. Con McMonigal broke down the right-hand side. Con McMonigal broke down the right-hand side there. Billy Broderick tackled, and then there was a bit of retaliation between the two of them, and really it was totally uncalled for. And referee McBride getting everybody off the line there. And really fair play to referee McBride. He got in and got the situation under control there, because it happened right in front of the two dugouts, and it could have been a very, very nasty situation indeed. But thankfully, sanity has returned, and we're back to the football. And James McMonigal now in possession, lays it off. He's got it again. He's looking for space to shoot. He takes a shot, it's blocked. He's got it again. But it's a free out. And really this game is slipping away from Glenswilly. Their handling, especially up front, isn't what it should be. And they're not getting their shots in. And even when they do get their shots in, they're not taking them. And some of the Killybegs supporters are claiming that Glenswilly have 16 men on the field. Anyway, this match really starting to liven up at this stage. Tony Hegarty trying to get a few tackles in there. Glenswilly managed to clear it. And we've a wee bit of bother here. Just in front of us. And this match is turning into a boxing match. Really some uncalled for incidents there. Off the ball incidents right in front of us. And unless referee McBride gets a grip of this game now, it could turn into a free-for-all. But some of the incidents in front of us there would have done justice to the boxing hall at the Seoul Olympics. And maybe if one or two of those chaps had been boxing for Ireland, we might have won a couple of gold medals. So referee McBride assesses the situation, talks to his linesman. So, sanity returns to this game, but for how long? The light fading very, very badly here. Ball thrown in at the sideline, and it's a Killybegs sideline ball. We have another sub in there for Glenswilly. It's number 19, Michael Breen. Ball press. Oh, Pat Cannon there had a good chance, but it just couldn't get control of it. And the ball has gone wide. No, it's a free out for Glenswilly. They take it short. Killybegs now. Darren Cunningham plays it out to Mark Boyle. Boyle has possession. He's past two men. He shoots with the outside of his foot and he shoots wide. And really he had a chance there to steady himself, but a little bit of inexperience coming in there, but a good move nonetheless, and he's certainly causing Glenswilly a lot of problems, Mark Boyle. Oh, well taken there by the Killybegs. Glenswilly on the attack. They trail by 6 points to 2. The ball is in. David Meehan saves and clears. Killybegs clear their lines, but only as far as a Glenswilly player. The ball comes in, a shot, and it's over the bar. No, it's wide actually. And that was from Charlie McFadden there shooting wide for Glenswilly. Really the light is dreadful at this stage, and perhaps they might think about installing floodlights as part of the new developments here at McCool Park. And Glenswilly substitute Peter McFadden is on, number 17. And McFadden has come on for number 12, Charlie Gallagher. Now Glenswilly have a free. On the 50-yard line, Gavin O'Brien standing over it, taking steps back. He really needs to score this if Glenswilly are to get back into this game. There's only 5 minutes left, plus a few minutes to be added on for lost time. O'Brien shoots, that looks wide, it is wide. And another chance goes a-begging for Glenswilly. And really at this stage, it's looking likely that Killybegs are going to capture the Junior B Championship for the first time ever. It looks likely that they're going to win their 4th county title of the year, having already won the under 14, under 16 and senior titles already this season. There are 4 minutes left of normal time, plus whatever referee Oni McBride wants to add on. And the score is Killybegs 6 points, Glenswilly 2 points. And Glenswilly haven't scored in this half. And that's despite the fact that they're playing with whatever wind there is. A slight breeze has begun to pick up. It's blowing from left to right behind Glenswilly. And even with that, they haven't been able to score. And really, it's their forwards that have let them down in this particular half. They've kicked 6 wides. Killybegs come again. Martin Murkin looking for it in the middle. Mark Boyle there too. But Glenswilly managed to come away. And they're on the attack. And really at this stage they've got to be looking for a goal. But once again Stephen Burke clears his lines. He's having a great game in there, along with Noel Dorian and Patrick McMenamin. Those 3 have had a marvellous game for Killybegs. And Mark Boyle launches another attack for Killybegs. Paul Murren plays it inside to Boyle. Boyle knocks it over. What a score. A great score. It all started in the full back line with Stephen Burke clearing his lines. The ball came to Mark Boyle. He found Paul Murren. Murren back to Boyle. And Boyle shooting from an acute angle over the bar for his 3rd point of the game. And Killybegs 7. And now, with just 3 minutes left in normal time, it's Killybegs 7 points, Glenswilly 2 points. And it really does look like Killybegs have won this Junior B title. But Glenswilly continued to push forward. It's hard to identify the players at this stage. We are in semi-darkness at this particular moment in time. But the ball is now with James McMonigal, and McMonigal plays it across the face of the goal. But Stephen Burke is there for Killybegs. However, he fouled his man. It's a free to Glenswilly, and Gavin O'Brien will take it. And really it's a difficult choice for Gavin O'Brien. Does he take his point or does he go for a goal? He goes for the goal, plays it inside. But the ball goes over the bar for a point. And that makes it now Killybegs 7 points, Glenswilly 3 points. Gavin O'Brien deciding to take that point short, but Glenswilly might have been hoping for the goal, but they still ended up with the point. Billy Bodrick has gone off the Killybegs team, and Stephen Cunningham has come on. And Stephen slots into Billy's corner forward position. Now Killybegs, the ball's flicked on. Mark Boyle. Mark Boyle again, he's dancing through the Glenswilly defence. That's a good kick in. Pat Cannon's looking for it. And that's the point for Killybegs. And that's the And that's the substitute, Stephen Cunningham, with his first kick of the game. And he scored. And it's all over. Even though on my watch we still had about 10 seconds to play in normal time. But with the light fading and everything, referee Oney McBride pulls it up. And really Glenswilly can have no complaints. They were fairly and squarely beaten. And that point from Stephen Cunningham making the final score. Killybegs 8 points, Glenswilly 3 points. And really a marvellous performance from Killybegs. They dominated the game, particularly in the second half. They weathered some Glenswilly pressure midway through that second half, came through it and took their scores. And really Glenswilly hit 6 wides in that second half after hitting only 1 in the first half, and that really was where their problem lay. Killybegs, in particular Mark Boyle, took the scores very well, and Tony Hegarty from place kicks, he finished up with 3 points. Mark Boyle finished up with 3 points. Paul Murren had a point, and the substitute Stephen Cunningham also had a point. For Glenswilly, Con McMonigal had a point and James McMonigal had a point. Both of those came in the first half. They only managed 1 point in the second half. And so Killybegs win their 4th county title this year. They won the under-14 title, they won the under-16 title, they won the senior title, and now they've added the junior B title to that. So an adult double for them, and the first time ever that they have won the Junior B Championship. And it makes up for what would have been a disappointing afternoon for their senior team, who lost to Pearse Ogue in the Ulster Club Championship this afternoon. So the presentation ceremony taking place in near darkness down there on the pitch. And a marvellous win for Killybegs. And really, they have worked very hard over the last few years, and they are reaping the rewards for all that effort. And this Junior B team was a mixture of youth and experience. The youth provided by youngsters like Mark Boyle and Stephen Burke and Donal Haughey and Darren Cunningham, and the experienced lads like Noel Dorian and and Arthur Meehan and John T. Murren and Brendan White, the captain, and not forgetting Pat Cannon and Billy Broderick up front. So the final score in this Junior B football final from a dark McCool Park, it's Killybegs 8 points, Glenswilly 3 points. Thank you.
It's not easy in that bloody darkness, eh? Where's the Can anybody see the county chairman at all?
Thank you.